When you get into health span, you have kind of the cognitive, physical, emotional domains. I think here the biomarkers are far less helpful. And here we kind of rely more on functional testing. So when it comes to sort of the cognitive piece, you can do cognitive testing. In terms of long-term risk, a lot of the things that imply good cognitive health as you age are in line with the same things that you would do to reduce the risk of dementia. So all the biomarkers that you would look to improve through dementia risk reduction, you would be improving through cognitive health. On the physical side, outside of looking at hormone levels and things which we look at extensively and understanding how those might aid in or prevent some of the metrics that matter, it really is, this is a biomarker aside thing. I'd be much more interested in a person's DEXA, CPET testing, VO2 max testing, zone 2 lactate testing, fat oxidation, those what I would consider more functional tests that give me far more insight into that. And then of course the emotional piece, which depending on who you are, might be the single most important piece, without which none of this other stuff matters, right? If you're a totally miserable human being, your relationships suck. I don't think any of this other stuff matters. And certainly there's nothing that I'm looking at in biomarkers that's giving me great insight into that.
Do you ask about emotional state, or do you try and assess emotional state indirectly when you do an intake with one of your patients?
Probably not so much in the intake, because I think it takes a while to form a relationship with a patient before that starts to become something that they're necessarily going to want to talk with you about. But I definitely think of it as an important part of what we do. And I think without it, none of this other stuff really matters. Again, the irony of thinking about how many years I spent sort of in pursuit of fully optimizing every detail of everything without any attention being paid to that dimension is not lost on me. And look, there are some patients who that's just not something that's something that's compartmentalized. Maybe they're doing well in that department, or maybe they aren't, but they just aren't willing to engage on that yet.